Now, I want to talk briefly about pre-planning because this is not just going to be a reactive thing. This is something that we need to understand. This is a hazard in our community potentially. And so we could have a predetermined response plan for fires, for instance, in animal housing. Some animal housing may be of low risk, but others may house high-risk animals, and it's important that we understand where those are. There are also a lot of animals in private collections, some of whom will come under the Dangerous Wild Animals legislation. They will be licensed to be kept in these properties, and the ability to share that intelligence across agencies, I think, is really valuable. Research establishments also have animals that can be of such significant value to our society through the role they play, that we should really know where these animals are and know what the salvage plan is effectively for those animals in the event of an emergency. In terms of potential risk, then a boarding kennel will potentially house lower risk animals than if there was an animal welfare charity that had kennels and dogs there. And I think the important thing is that we won't know unless we actually go and visit that property and potentially carry out site-specific risk information for those higher risk establishments. Now, there are some incidents, whether it's the animal or whether it's the environment or the task, that will enable us to think about a predetermined attendance. So, we have our large animal rescue teams in place. Clearly, there are situations where they will be deployed to because we understand the generic nature of that incident. But there are other situations that may be foreseeable, but there could be a different attendance option depending on the risks. And this could be based on the species and, again, the task that's been required. So, for instance, with deer entrapments, there is a scalable risk when you think about a roe deer as opposed to a muntjac deer as opposed to a fallow deer. So, that may be attended by different responders based on the information that's received by control and the nature of the task that's being asked. Also, if we think about a dog that's preventing us from carrying out human medical intervention, the risk will be based on the size of the dog, the nature of that dog, and any aggressive traits. It won't always be a one-stop shop for risk. We need to think carefully about what we're dealing with.